Greetings, everyone. Core here, and it's that time of the week again. Well, month, I guess, because August is going to be a little slow for me, probably. It's time for another Midnight Review. And this time I went to go see Fantastic Four, which actually, during the summer, it's pretty much been the one movie I've been most anticipated for because from what I've read and what I've seen from the trailers and stuff, it looks like they were going to pull a lot from um, the Ultimate Universe, which granted Marvel has been doing that for a while now. They've been pulling a lot from the Ultimate Universes because usually Ultimate Universe is a little bit more relatable in some certain aspects, especially in the younger demographic, especially for Fantastic Four because pretty much. So a little background, of course, on Ultimate Universe. You've probably seen my videos before, and I've probably mentioned that I like the Ultimate Universe probably more than the regular universe. But that's mostly because I started with the Ultimate Universe. I got the first 60 issues of Fantastic Four. Uh, I got 100. I got the complete series of Ultimate X-Men. I got their Ultimatum, which is the granddaddy conclusion of the Ultimate Universe. Well, kind of, because they still continued it. So I have a pretty legit background, in discussing, especially the Ultimate Universe for X-Men and Fantastic Four. Um, that's why I was, of course, I'm talking in past tense because this movie was just lost opportunity. That's what it felt like. Um, so I'm gonna nitpick it a little bit. There are gonna be spoilers, of course, because there's not really much you can spoil in this video, or in this movie that I just gonna tear apart pretty much. So first off, it's an hour and 46 minutes. That's its biggest problem. It's an hour and 46 minutes from the Ultimate Universe. The Ultimate Universe, Fantastic Four, are heavily, they're teenagers, early 20-year-olds in the main storyline when they start getting their powers and fighting crime and all that stuff. Um, and they actually spend a good chunk of a couple issues when they're younger, when they're kids, especially Reed and Ben Grimm when they're kids, their friendship and stuff. And I felt like it wasn't their relationship or their friendship wasn't strong enough, and they could have easily made it stronger with additional like 5 to 10 minutes when they were kids, when they first met, when they start kind of getting interested in each other's life. There was no conflict with the stepdad for Reed Richards, which in the books the conflict that they do have is actually very important to Reed's character. That's the reason why he says certain things. Like, you know, in the movie he finds out Sue is adopted um, from Doctor Storm. Where and then he says, I can relate. And she's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, well, like I'm not really adopted, but I kind of wish I was. And that's literally taken straight from the comic, and it just doesn't fit because it's like, what conflict do you have? I mean, yeah, they show the stepdad. He talks about having a stepdad. And then the stepdad's watching the sports games. And of course, yeah, Reed's not a sports person, but what other thing that they do or say that makes him feel out of place? Nothing. Or that makes his life seem horrible? Nothing. And it's just like they kind of missed an opportunity there. Ben Grimm, they could have did a little bit with him. In the Ultimate Universe, he actually goes, after high school, he pretty much goes cross country and sees the world, well, the U.S. at least, before finally getting called back by Reed, during the experiment stuff. The experiment, of course, is different. It still deals with transportation and stuff like that, so it's pretty much roughly the same. It's just slightly different as far as the accident. In this one, they actually go to the negative zone, but Sue doesn't go. It's Doom, Johnny, um, Reed, and Ben, because they want to be, the crowd. They want to be the guys that go to this new world first, and that's when all shit, you know, breaks down. And Doom actually gets, Victor gets stuck in that world because they he falls off a cliff and he's presumed dead. Um, which of course later on they actually do find him a year later, which I mean it makes sense if you pay attention or if you know a little bit of the background and stuff like that. They don't really explain how he survived, but you kind of you could understand it if you pay a little bit of attention to it. Um, but they just don't explain it, for people that don't read comics, pretty much, or that don't know the science, or um, that don't know the probability science, I guess you could say. Um, but yeah, it's just like I said, it's an hour 45, including credits. Credits usually take about 5-10 minutes. These credits actually seem kind of fast, so I would say like 7 minutes. Yeah, but still, I mean, 7 minutes. It's hour 40 movie, a comic book movie. What comic book movie has been an hour and 40 minutes? Especially a comic book movie about one of Stanley's greatest creations, pretty much. I know it's in the hands of Marvel, but they actually took the script to Stanley and he liked it, and that's why I feel like they cut a lot. It just feels very bare bones. I feel like there could have been a lot more character development. Like I said, just overall for everyone. The only person that really, it's sad to say, but actually got enough character development is Sue Storm, and that's kind of sad because in Ultimate Universe she really doesn't have too many issues. She doesn't have to overcome, too much like Reed or even Ben. I mean, or especially Johnny. Of course, Johnny. In the comics, he's pretty much the second place, child pretty much all the time, and Sue's the first, smart one. And Johnny's always trying to, catch up, and he always feels inferior, even though he is a great mind in his own right. And it works in here too. The same thing. It's just Johnny gets screwed pretty good. Um, you know, character wise, Reed could have used a lot of work, especially the relationship that Reed and Ben has. But yeah, so story wise, it's just I feel like they cut like 30 minutes out of the movie, and it would have made it a lot better. I'm hoping there's the director's cut somewhere that can redeem this movie. I feel like there's gonna be something coming out that's gonna say it's like, hey, studio wanted it this long. This is what happens. I'm hoping that, but music, okay, music's okay. Nothing memorable, but nothing too plain, I guess you could say. Acting wise, everyone did a pretty good job. Um, it's like I said, it's hard to really gauge some of the acting just because it seems like they cut a lot of scenes that could have drawn out their character a lot better and made a better acting performance. So acting, they're good, no problem. Um, the designs are pretty cool as well. Human Torch actually looks more like the classic looking Human Torch. Um, Ben Grimm actually looks pretty freaking amazing. Actually, uh, the whole reason why he it's the one of the things that people say it's like, why doesn't he have pants? He usually has pants or shorts on. Well, the reason I gave it is because they don't say it in the movie, but if you look it up, the reason that they said they didn't give him pants or anything like that is because he's indestructible. It's just a giant rock monster. I mean, there's nothing to hide, and he's indestructible, so anything he wears will get destroyed, pretty much. So, um, I do gotta say the trailer was a little misleading in some of the scenes and stuff like that. So, and that was the other thing I just realized. Uh, there's a scene in the trailer where Ben Grimm is dropping in from a plane. Um, it's a few seconds long. It's not like a quick little cut or anything, and that was nowhere in the movie. Granted, that scene where actually, yeah, there's a lot missing. Actually, now that I think about it, because the trailer it seemed like about 50% of that stuff, especially with Ben Grimm, is not in the movie. There are some clippets because he actually ends up working for the military, to try to pay off, play ball to have them cure him. Um, after Reed actually goes and escapes pretty much, while the other three are still there learning the powers and stuff. But yeah, it's like the trailer is very misleading because the trailer makes it look really good, really amazing, and it just falls short. I feel like they did cut a lot. I know I'm kind of ranting a little bit on this, but I that's how that's how much I really. I mean, this was my movie that was it. I really wanted to see this year, and it really let me down. Um, yeah, pretty much it just completely fell flat. It's nothing. Only redeeming part is probably like the end fight scene, which is fairly short, but um, it's not too bad. It's a Fox fight scene, so Fox, of course, they usually like an X-Men fight scene from the first movie. It, pretty straightforward to the cut. Straight, simple, nothing too crazy. Because they don't want to spend the money on it, I guess. But it's okay. Doom's powers, you gotta pay attention a little bit just to figure it out. It's just like, I don't know. This is very. I'm just sad. It had so much potential, and from what I've read and stuff, it's supposed to be good. And then I saw the critic reviews, and I tried to ignore them because the critics should be very critical about when they review, and it might just not be their cup of tea movie. But they're probably right on this one, I guess. But yeah, so that's that. As far as my favorite movie this year, it has been Ant-Man. Ant-Man is my most entertaining. Definitely my number one pick this year for so far this summer at least. There are some movies that are coming up that I'm looking forward to. I'm very iffy if I want to go see this in hopefully today or not. Straight Outta Compton looks pretty entertaining, but I probably will not see that. At least not until it's on DVD. So the next movie I will probably be seeing is Hitman Agent 47, which is going to be interesting because I actually liked the first Hitman movie. I know a lot of people did not, but I did. So I guess I am in the minority. But excuse me. But yeah, that's my next one, which is actually funny because it comes out on the same day as American Ultra, which is like a stoner Born Identity. Um, yeah, then after that, I don't think there's anything really. Wow, there's actually really nothing else. Maze Runner, Scorcher Trials, and Macy. That looks interesting. I actually liked the first one, so it's a decent movie. And then yeah, October, The Martian, of course, I'm gonna see that. Goosebumps, I may see. Crimson Peak, of course, I'm gonna see. I love Del Toro. Guillermo del Toro cannot do any wrong in my eyes. At least not yet. So I'm hoping I'm not jinxing that. But yeah, I'm sorry this is a little bit long, but I'm very, I guess, involved and very, the Ultimate Universe I'm very passionate about. So that's why it's a little bit longer. I guess my throat got a little hoarse from talking about so much. That's how upset I am about this movie. But it's one of the movies I can't recommend. I'd be curious to see it. Wait until it's, out, video on demand. I'm sure if have ways of getting a DVD copy without paying for it, or watching it without paying for it, or it's on cable, later on for free. If you're interested in it, sure, but you're not missing anything. Um, so yeah, guys. Till next time. Till next time. Later.